Hello everyone, I'm Phoenix Tremayne, and today I'm going to give you some soap news. We're going to talk about a lot of things across the board, so there'll be multiple shows. But we're going to be talking about Lawson, Denise Richards, Tyler Christopher, Lawson Victor, Vanessa Williams, and something I'm calling the Rule of Three. But first, if you haven't done so, please take a minute to subscribe. If you have subscribed, thank you very much. I do appreciate it. Please hit that like button so that YouTube sends more people our way. Also, hit that share button. That's important too. So, you can help more people discover us just by hitting that share button. And if you want to become a member, you get exclusive videos, early access videos, and more. So go ahead and try that membership by hitting that join button. You'll see a video that tells you all the great things you get for being a member. And then, give it a try, see if you like it. I'd appreciate it. So we're going to go on ahead and talk about first Lawson, who plays Dustin Phillips on General Hospital, who had a skin cancer scare. So I mentioned a few other actors who had skin cancer scares in the past. And so I decided to go on ahead and do Mark's too, because, it's important to get checked. And so General Hospital actor Mark Lawson, who plays Dustin Phillips, he was ex-Brody Lovett on One Life to Live, shares his mental health has been really challenged following an operation to have a suspicious mole removed. Skin cancer is a very serious situation, and early detection is crucial. In fact, the latter, its after effects were a big challenge for Mark Lawson, who shares that he recently had a suspicious mole removed from his back. In an Instagram post, the actor shared a photo of some homemade crumpets with a caption, "When you can't train for 2 weeks because you had a mole removed, you start to go a little crazy, so we made these to keep the demons back." He follows up the post with a video that gives more information about the mole removal. In it, he explains that he hasn't been able to work out like he usually does because he's had a suspicious chicken nugget-sized mole removed from his mid-lower back. He urges fans to get their own skin checked, and also opens up about how not being able to train as usual has led to his mental health being really challenged. So he says, "I've never been the kind of trainer who is going to give you the best nutrition advice, who's going to tell you the insertions of points of the muscles along with the bone, or where it connects to a tendon, or any of that stuff. That's not my game," he says. "My game is the mental game and using your workouts to modulate your mental health, which has been really apparent this week because my mental health has been really challenged with not being able to train. So I just finished a good workout and feel better. A few more days and I get the stitches out." So if you're a fan of General Hospital and have been wondering where Mark has been, he's been facing challenges we didn't know about. And also with Lulu looked like she's getting killed off, they probably didn't care about their romance anymore because they were getting rid of her. So why put all that energy and pay all that money to bring on a character who isn't going to be needed? So I'm glad that Mark had the surgery. He says he's feeling better. But the other people who reported on who had it, of course, was Alison Sweeney, who plays Sammy Brady. She had a skin cancer scare, along with Martha Madsen, who plays Belle Black. She also had a unfortunate cancer scare, and so they've all tried to let fans know that you should get checked out, especially if you have suspicious moles. We have going next to Denise Richards. Denise Richards recently did an interview where she talked about her contract and how happy she is with Bold and Beautiful. So I decided to give you this tidbit of information because Richard teased, I will say there's a surprise twist with my character that even I was surprised by. When I got sent the script, I learned a lot of things about my character. I was like, oh wow, that's not what I expected. So, that's just a little something to let you know that she's probably going to go after Eric. But she added that she enjoyed the gig, that she signed on for a longer period of time. She says, "My character is so much fun to play. I love doing the show. I originally signed on for 3 months, but continued a 2-year contract after that because I love it so much." So Shauna is here to stay for at least another, I guess, another year, because she's probably like 9 months in. So she's probably got like another year, 3 months left on her contract. And if things go well, she'll stay on the show. I personally wish she ended up with Ridge, but Quinn, watch out. It looks like your best friend coming for your man. So we're moving on to Tyler Christopher. Tyler Christopher is best known as Nicholas Castine on General Hospital, and on Days of Our Lives as Stephen Demir. So Tyler Christopher is, as many people know who watch my channel, has had issues with alcoholism. On Days of Our Lives, he finally got fired because he was constantly drunk on the set. And so the producer of Days of Our Lives said they really didn't want to get rid of him, but he just kept showing up on the set drunk. So they eventually let him go. He started having marital issues. His wife was leaving him. But then he managed to turn things around. I think he was able to save his marriage. And he showed a picture of him in recovery, saying that he's finally ready to get back to work. So I like to post questions in these videos, and I would like to ask you, who would you like Tyler Christopher to come back as, or what show would you want him to be on? So I listed a couple of potentials. So to me, he could still come back as Days of Our Lives as Stephen Demir. They did 2 Todds on One Life to Live. Brandon Bears can still be Jake. And then, surprise, surprise, Tyler Christopher can come back as Stephen Demir, the original Stephen Demir. And that would be a great love triangle for Gabby, torn between Jake and her love Stephen. And they did it with Todd. They didn't talk about how they didn't actually look alike. They looked similar, but they didn't look alike. And, you know, just like they did with Kimberly Brown, who came back as Sheila, just don't mention the fact that Brandon and Tyler don't look nothing alike, but they're twins. Or maybe he could come to General Hospital as a new Cassadine. He doesn't have to come back as Nicholas. Or if you're not really happy with Marcus Coloma as Nicholas Cassadine, would you like Tyler Christopher to take back his role? There's definitely, you know, I wouldn't mind him being a new chance on Young the Restless. I'm leaving that just like I left it. On Bold and Beautiful, I think he also would do well as the new Rick Forrester. So let me know in the comment section who you think that he would be good as on the show. I'm moving on to Lawrence St. Victor and his wife Shay Flake, who they had a kid together. So, you know, they look good. Picture, they look very happy. And finding out that, you know, he's now has his wife as a kissing partner, it makes me wonder why they didn't do that to begin with. They did it with Flo. They did it with Brooke. So why did they start Lawrence off as the person who starts kissing on mannequins? Now, to be fair, Ridge did it too, eventually. But still, why didn't they just go for the wife? And I know some people nitpick because I guess, you know, they don't care about what's going on in the world. They just want their soaps to look like they used to. And I'm like, you know, I knew that wasn't why Flo was kissing. You know, I could clearly tell it was somebody else. It's, you know what I'm saying? It's not that big of a deal. Let the wife be the stand-in. And like, when somebody was like, well, she's not the same shade. Well, she's his wife and she can kiss him, whereas the actress playing Zoe Buckingham can't. So either get with, it's a fantasy, it's not real. So just get with the fantasy, pretend it's who it's supposed to be, and keep it moving. Vanessa Williams is returning to Days of Our Lives, and it's probably going to be for the birth of Eli and Lonnie's baby. And I just wanted to tell you a quick Vanessa Williams story. So I think she blocked me. I meant well. I swear I meant well. So on Twitter, I tagged her in a comment that I made because I think his name is Billy Davis, Marilyn McCool's husband. She got paired up with him on a show, and I guess he's like 70 or 80. And I'm like, I think she's like 50, 51, something like that. And I'm like, you know, first Abe, they paired her up with Abe, and then now they paired her up with Marlon McCool's husband. I'm like, how do they think she is? Come on, like, I guess I sound like I was an ageist. I was like, I really hope that, next time you come to the show, they actually give you a love interest in your age, in your age range, because you're a beautiful woman and you deserve to have a, partner that's don't look like your grandfather. And when I thought about it, when I saw that she had gotten rid of the message, like I said, I probably got blocked. I said, oh man, she probably, I mean, how it would have been bad if she actually commented on it, because then if she did say I was right, then how is the actor playing Abe gonna feel? How's the show gonna feel? Would she look like she's ungrateful? Would it mess up her bag? And what if they're great friends? And I'm talking about a friend. So as a fan, and a fan of hers, I made that statement, but it could have been perceived as ageism, like they got Kate paired with Jake, and it looks ridiculous. But is it ageism, or is it just like, I would prefer, in my own personal life, I've always said I don't like dating anyone 10 years younger than me or 10 years older than me. Who I'm with now is only like a year and a half older than me. So that's my own personal preference. But if a Vanessa Williams ever sees this, I apologize. I shouldn't have put that out there like that. I should have kept that to myself. So, yeah, I thought about it, and I know a lot of people online, they don't apologize for stuff. But I just want to apologize to Vanessa Williams for that, because I could have got her in some trouble if she had, on a whim, liked it or something like that. I mean, look at how we treat, Danny Bowes and people like that for their political issues that they're having, that ruin it for the rest of us that don't have those same issues. So I'm going to end this with the last thing, the rule of three. Now, I made my apologies to Vanessa Williams. The rule of three, which soap is doing it as a safety precaution. I need you guys to help me out. I could have swore it was the actor that played Ben Weston that said part of their safety protocols is that no more than 3 actors can be on the set at the same time. And I've been noticing on different soaps that whenever it's like more than 3 people, like let's say it's 4 people, 1 person leaves, is so that you can once again have 3 people. And it's one of them situations where I'm like, now I'm paying so much close attention to it, but I thought it was the actor plays Ben Weston, but it could have been a different actor for a different show. So which soap do you guys think has that rule where only 3 actors can be in the scene at the same time? I'm starting to think it's General Hospital. Like, I've noticed that, they've been keeping sort of 3 people to a scene. I don't think extras count, the people that don't talk. If you don't talk, you're not spilling, the stuff out. So I think extras, as long as they don't talk and they're distance away, they can have them in there. So like when you're at the Metro Court on General Hospital, you may see people in the background at a table or something. But in the actual scene, people talking, maybe 3. I did notice that with the teens, maybe that's why all the teens aren't hanging out at the same time. And I think they just got rid of Dev in that explosion. I think that's who dies on Monday that Sonny's trying to save. But you got Joss, Cam, and Trina, and then you notice that Cam hasn't really been part of the equation when Deb's around. So I think that General Hospital may be using that rule of 3 too. Also keep in mind that just because you see 5 people on the screen don't mean 5 people on the screen at the same time. They splice scenes together. Like there's a scene with Brooke and Ridge in it where they show behind the scenes where she's actually talking to a mannequin. He's not in the room. Period. So we can also have those situations where they've done their lines separately, and then they just kind of splice them in a shot. When they did that explosion scene at the floating rib, notice it's only 3 people talking. There's other people that's supposed to be there, like Lulu and Dustin, but they're never actually in the scene at the same time as like Franco, Liz, and Cam, and then, Dev didn't stick around. You know what I'm saying? So I think it'll be a real mind blower if you start watching these shows and realize only 3 people can be on the set at the same time. And it's really freaking me out, because I'm always now watching the soap going, is this that soap that had the rule of 3, where only 3 actors can be on at the same time? Like I said, keep it in mind that they can splice in other actors, so I'm like, okay. And also, if you see 3 people on this side of the room, and there's, like I said, a couple people on this side of the room, but they never show a wide shot of the room, it's because all those people aren't in the same room. I know that from just being in productions. So, yeah, that's something to think about. And I thought it'd be something fun for the fans to watch and try to point out which shows are using a rule of 3, that for safety protocols, only 3 actors maximum can be on the set. Days of Our Lives, you notice how they were, you had Marlena, you had John, and you had Orpheus talking. You had Evan way back here, sort of off camera, and then when John and Marlena were talking to his son, then you didn't see Orpheus at all. So once again, you have the rules of 3 working. So yeah. So thank you for watching. I will catch you in the next video, and let me know what you think. I'll see you in the next one.